Unfortunately, it's one he just can't get away from. It's always a good time when actors are asked what their favorite plots have been over the years. But more often than not, we learn more about the actors when they're asked what their least favorite storylines have been. More, Courtney Hope pushes back against Hate the Young, and the Restless Eric Braeden certainly had a lot to say recently about his disappointment with Victor and Ashland. And when Joshua Morrow was asked during an Instagram Live Q&A with Michelle Stafford, Phyllis, what storylines he just hates playing for Nick, he had an answer ready to go. "My least favorite story to play is probably any stories where I'm constantly fighting with my dad," he admitted. "Like my dad in my real life, he's like my best friend. And I don't think any son should ever treat his dad the way Nick does at times." Okay, that has got to be rough, then, because there's a 50-50 chance every time we tune into Genoa City that we'll be seeing Victor fight with one of his kids, and that very much includes Nick. Now, granted, Morrow admitted, Victor causes a lot of these problems. Can't we all just get along? Not if Victor has a say in the matter. Credit, CBS screenshot. You don't say. The man who always knows what's best for his kids whether they like it or not causing problems? Perish the thought. We're kidding. You know it's bad after Nick admitted earlier in the week that he gets at him more than he'd like to admit. Victor forced his help on his eldest son after Ashland's death, despite Nick not wanting it. He just doesn't lash out at dear old dad quite as much as at him. And that's as it should be, because anger or not, Morrow isn't letting his character off the hook when he does snap back at Victor. "There's a certain level of respect," he explained, "and family bonds that should always be more important than any of these fights that keep giving him SHT." It was at this point, though, that Stafford couldn't help but jump in, saying that, then we wouldn't have a show if the Newmans weren't fighting with each other. This is valid. See above about the chances of Victor fighting with his kids. The good news for Morrow, though, is that for now Nick seems to be willing to play nice, regardless of what his dad does. But it sounds like he might be getting awfully close to having had enough. More, Hunter King has some big news. All it may take is Ashland's death blowing up in the family's faces, and ending up so much worse for everyone because of Victor's cover-up. That's something even Nick would have a hard time swallowing with respect and grace. Brush up on how many times Nick and Victor have butted heads in our photo gallery of the Newman heirs' life and loves.